right, we are 4 days postpartum, 5 days. I don't know, I'm too tired to decide. But I have barely unpacked from the hospital and I wanted to do a what you do not need in your hospital bag video. So I loved sharing all about what I packed in my hospital bag, knowing some things I may not use, some things I will use for sure, and knowing that I would still end up forgetting something. So I wanted to do what I have in my bag that I did not use, what I really used, and yeah, maybe what I forgot, who knows. Let's do this. Okay, so first I want to start off by going through the toiletry bag. So got this on Amazon, love it, really happy with the purchase. Right away, this would probably be the one thing that I needed first. I needed deodorant. I put on deodorant at the beginning of the day, but I think with how quickly everything happened, I was like, while my contractions were going like at a 3 or something, I'm like, dang, I stink. And I'm like, Dan, go get me some deodorant. Well, this was like tucked up here and he didn't see it. So he's like, there's no deodorant. I was like, I know I put deodorant in there. Couldn't find it. But during labor, I had to have some oxygen and my lips got super dry. Got some chapstick. Did not end up using the Tylenol or the lotion, but I know I wanted those on hand. Toothbrush and toothpaste, use that. I don't think Dan took his contacts out that night. I think it all happened so quickly. We were tired and he just went to bed with them in, but I still wanted to have that on hand. My shampoo, and I had a pink loofah in here. I did end up using because I showered the day after and it just felt so good to get clean. I think I did end up using some of the hospital's soap though, because it was non-fragrant and I didn't know if this fragrance would sting, you know what I mean? So I did end up using it. And then Dan's little travel one, he didn't end up showering, he just showered when we got home the next day. The razors, I did not end up needing to shave anything while I was there. I could have, but I didn't want to, you know, go in that too deep of a shower. And then my makeup wipes, I didn't end up using, but I knew that I wanted them in there just in case. So toiletry wise, I feel like it was a good balance of using / not using, but I still wanted to be prepared overall with it. Okay, now the bag. I'm just gonna go through one by one. I have a pile set aside over here of things that I forgot, things that the hospital gave me, and then I'm gonna go through my bag and figure out what we didn't end up using, what I liked, what I didn't need. So yeah, first thing, my headband. You guys loved this headband. So my aunt makes these. I ended up wearing this to my appointment and then ended up wearing it the entire time I delivered, which it stayed on. I was very surprised and it made me feel more put together. But headband for delivery, game changer. This one is on my right now that she made too, super cute, I love it. I think I did end up bringing this other one, which I didn't end up wearing that. Did not need that. This one was a postpartum one that I wore, but the same little dot one. But headband, loved it. Doc's Pretzels, yes. Right after delivery, we were so hungry. My sister ended up getting Chinese food and bringing it to us and intended parents. So thankful for that because we were starving. I was on my liquid diet, could not eat anything. But that night when I got to postpartum, I downed some of these in the past couple days. They're gone. Ember's been eating with me too, but for sure. Okay, I brought this cute little market tote from Fox Mercantile for our dirty clothes. Now the hospital gives you a clear like laundry bag, disposable bag or whatever that you can put your stuff in. So you don't need this, but it was just one of those things that was super cute that I was like, why not bring it? So my dirties are still in there from my doctor's appointment. But cute little bag for dirty clothes. What else? Dry shampoo, I ended up having Dan throw this in last minute. I was glad I did because the next day when I showered, I didn't fully wash my hair. I just like washed my body because I didn't bring a blow dryer, forgot a blow dryer. And I did have him bring the straightener. So I had him bring, or my curling wand. So I had a curling wand, but I just threw in some dry shampoo, added a few curls and we were good. Let's see. I had this thrown in as a postpartum outfit that I could have wore, but I didn't end up wearing it. I wore the black romper out. Did I? Yeah, I did. I wore the black romper out, loved it. So comfortable. If I could tell you anything besides the Dots Pretzels and maybe one or two other things, romper for postpartum, because it is stretchy, roomy, breathable, so good. But it's always good to have another option just in case. Dan's shorts, I think that was from when he was there. Okay, I wore the black robe, loved it postpartum because I did get some bodily fluids, probably all the above on my delivery gown. I ended up just wearing the hospital's gown. So I did not wear the little tank gown thing that I bought from Walmart, probably return it because I didn't even take the tags off, but I did wear the robe, the black robe, very simple, very thin, breathable, cute. Wore that all night, all day the next day until delivery because it was just comfy, and every time the doctor or the nurse had to check me in postpartum, I just opened the robe up, she checked me and then closed it back up, and so hands down, robe for sure. Okay. I do not suggest anything with a waistband. I don't care if you had a C-section, vaginal, nothing, unless you do like 4 times your size, because you don't want anything pushing on your belly. So this, although it's cute, you know, it was a good thought, didn't work at all. I did bring some postpartum undies. These are like proof, so they're leak proof. They're supposed to hold any leakage. Did not wear those because I wore the mesh panties from the hospital. So these are the ones the hospital gives you, very thin, very holey. They do their job in the hospital. They also give you a bunch of pads. Those are big. But they give you a bunch of these and even more than you need. Actually, these are pads. Oh look, there you go. Got a bunch of them. If anyone needs some, just hit me up. I'll mail them to you. Just kidding, I don't really know what I'll use these for. Like little puppy can go pee on them. But they give you plenty of those, and then even these are just normal pads, I think. So you don't have to go postpartum and buy all this because you get it. And depending on how, you know, your insurance is and payment and whatnot, you hit your deductible anyways. So all of this is free. You don't have to buy it. Since I'm on that subject, this is free in the hospital. It's like $7 at Walmart. Just ask for another one before you leave because they'll put it on your tab and you have it. Helps with healing and pain and everything down there. Peri bottle. I know a lot of you guys like the angle one from Mom Frida. I didn't end up getting it. I debated it, but I was like, I'll be fine because I use this one with the other 2 kids. The angle one would be a little helpful, but for the once a day or whatever that I use this, it works just fine. But if you want to buy the Mom Frida one, do it. Helps. A little more angled. Tux pads. Okay. Love these. If you watch some of my social media reels and TikToks, I made padsicles, and although it was a fun project and it was just like fun to do and crafty, I'm indifferent about them. I like them because it's very cooling and relaxing because you put it in the freezer and then take it out, thaw it out, whatever. It's very cooling, but I feel like it holds a lot of moisture down there with the aloe when you don't want it to be moist because it's an open wound. You want it to breathe and like heal. And so I like it, but I'm not completely sold on it. And so what I do love are these Tex pads. They're like hemorrhoidal whatever pads, but it has witch hazel in it. It's cooling, relaxing. They give you this at the hospital again, and so just ask for another one when you leave so that you have one for home, but take these from the hospital. Okay, what else is in here? Masks. I had our masks. They let us wear it for like a hot second in delivery. I thankfully did not have to wear one, but the intended parents, Dan, had to wear one of theirs, and so these kind of were useless, but I was very thankful I didn't have to wear one. Okay, I brought protein bars for Dan. Didn't end up needing it. He ended up getting an energy drink. He's like, I need something to sustain me. I was like, dude, I don't even care. So, but just in case to have something like this for him, I wanted to have that on hand. Let's see. I think I took the energy drinks out of here, or the protein shakes. I had 2 protein shakes for him. He didn't end up eating them, whatever, that's fine. Or drinking them. Gum, didn't end up using it, but you know, it's always good to have on hand, I guess. Essential oils, I brought just lavender, but the intended mother brought a diffuser and a few, I think she brought like Calm and Joy, something, 2 different mixtures. and we diffused those while I delivered, and I loved it. And then every time a nurse came in, she was like, it smells so good. So love the diffuser. So if you want to add a diffuser to your list, you can. I didn't use mine, but we used the intended brothers. Undies, let's see. What was thrown in there somehow? A clip. I brought a clip for if I needed to put my hair up. I didn't end up using it, but I think a clip or a scrunchie is super helpful just to throw your hair up if you want to. I think with both kids, I threw my hair up, but this one I did not because it happened so quickly. And honestly, I loved wearing my headband, so that's okay. I didn't end up bringing my hands-free pumps from Mom Cozy that I've been sharing. Again, before we left for my appointment, I wasn't quite packed up because I was in mind like, oh, if I have to run back home, I'll just grab it all. I know in my mind what I need and I'll just grab it. And when Dan went to go back to get our bags, it wasn't one of those things that I was like, dang, we need that, because I knew the hospital provides you with one. They have the Modelo brand, and I just ended up using that for pumping the next day. So I didn't bring my Mom Cozy ones, but the parts were in there. And let's see, I think that was it. This, I don't think Dan ended up throwing this in. I think this was thrown in just the other day for some reason. But I'm gonna talk more about postpartum care, but I loved having my little undies or my little diapers. So I've been using those, but I don't think we brought any of that to the hospital. I did bring some milk bags for what I produced. I ended up producing like 1 ounce, maybe 2. I met with the lactation consultant just to make sure I was doing everything correctly because I've never exclusively pumped. And I put my milk in this, they labeled it, but when you're in postpartum and you want to use a breast pump, they give you the breast pump, the bottle, and all that, and so you could just store your milk in that and they can keep it for you. And I'm sure they have milk bags and whatnot for you. So again, when I packed, I went above and beyond and packed more than I needed, knowing that I wouldn't need all of it, but it was just fun to kind of be prepared and have it. But do keep in mind that you're hitting your deductible at the hospital, and a lot of these things the hospital provides for you, the peri bottle, I'm sure even wipes, you know, the diapers, the pads, tucks, the spray, like they have everything you could possibly, I'm sure they have like toothpaste and Tylenol and stuff, and lotion and chapstick. And it just all gets added to your tab. You may not have it like right at the minute that you need it, but eventually they'll get it to you. So keep that in mind if you're on a budget, you're wanting to kind of not spend it now and just kind of tack it onto your tab later, because it could be helpful. Okay, a few other things. Oh, yes. M&Ms. I ate these the next morning just as a nice treat. It was so good. Dan did eat his Snickers. We ate a few meals in the hospital, but it wasn't the greatest. Dan just ended up going to pick up food because it just wasn't what sounded good in the hospital. So, but peanut butter M&Ms, love that. So make sure you have a treat, like a salty and a sweet snack for that night or the next day if you're just craving something. I did have cash on hand. I don't know where the cash went. Somewhere. Who knows? Cash is gone. But we didn't end up using the cash. I think it's in one of these pockets. I have no clue where the cash went. We didn't end up using it. I mean, Dan just used his card. Okay, and last thing, I packed our contract just in case we needed it. I also packed the birth plan, which was super helpful, so make sure you have a birth plan. I filled out the portions that related to me. The intended mother filled out one for what applied to them and baby, and then we just gave our nurses both of them, and they just kind of went through it before labor really started. And then the last thing I brought with me was the, oh, it's in my backpack. I brought the pre-birth order that was signed by all parties so that we had that on hand just in case. Let's see, Dan brought a couple of the GoPros, didn't use it. Everything just happened so quickly that we didn't do much filming. I filmed a little bit on my phone and his, but that was about it. We brought the tripod. I think I used the tripod postpartum for some like videos and updates and stuff, but didn't end up using it in labor. I did bring my Fuji film camera and I forgot I even had it, but I was like, oh, that would have been fun to get a shot of like Dan and I like before delivery, after delivery, but I ended up getting really good pictures, so I'm thankful. And I brought my Surrogacy journals, the one that I was gonna gift to the intended parents to write in. Didn't have time. I was like, I'll finish that later and send that to them as a gift. And then Dan brought his stuff. So I feel like it was a good balance of what I packed I used. First, like didn't use, didn't use. I feel like it was a good balance. The things that I forgot, we didn't pack Dan's glasses, and he usually takes his contacts out at night and wears glasses. I don't think it was a huge deal. Like I said, we were there one night. It was less than 24 hours before we were discharged. So, let's see, what's it? I think it was like 18, maybe 20 hours. I don't know. I gotta do the math. It was like 22 hours. And I didn't have, my makeup got left in the car, which was fine because it was still like close, but I didn't have my makeup bag in my hospital bag with me, and I didn't have my Flutter Habit little lash kit, but I was thankful that my lashes stayed on, everything stayed in place. I didn't end up needing it, but it was still in the car if I did. But having that in my bag would have been helpful, you know, just to know and have the peace of mind that my makeup was safe. But yeah, that is what I used / didn't use or forgot in my hospital bag. Hopefully it's helpful for you. And just keep in mind, you don't have to go all out, but if you want to, you can. You may not use it, you may use it, but the things that you definitely need, the hospital can always provide for you. I'm excited to continue sharing my postpartum journey, recovery, how we're doing, what's new for us, and so stick around because there's so much more adventure to come. See you guys.